this is Prometheus giving you an offensive playbook breakdown. Actually, you can access this particular scheme in 9 different playbooks. With the Chicago Bears as one of the formations. The other one would be the Cleveland Browns. Then the Dallas Cowboys. Detroit Lions is going to be where you're going to find this at. The other one is going to be Kansas City. And also New England Patriots, New Orleans, the Jets, and then finally Pittsburgh. So let me go ahead and show you this scheme and how it works. Alright, so the scheme is going to be out of I form, and it's going to be either the Pro Twins or the Pro Twins Flex. Basically the formation is so easy to run. This has been used by top man and ballers. Matter of fact, it's classified as cheese, but what's great about this scheme is that if you're looking to a way to establish a running game, this basically has got such an effective way to run against your opponent that he's going to be guessing which direction you're going to be running, and it's going to really give you a good opportunity to establish that ground game and build your offense off of that. So this is a great play or a great formation to jump into on first and second downs when they're not passing downs and you want to establish a run and chew some clock against your opponent. So really the base play we're going to be using is going to be the fullback dive or the halfback toss. These are the 2 formations we're going to use in this particular formation, and that's going to establish the run. They're so effective running plays in this game, especially out of this formation, that it's going to force your opponent to make a lot of massive adjustments to stop the running game, and then you can actually go ahead and utilize pass plays out of this formation and change things up, or just use other formations when you want to pass. But this is a really good way to establish your run with this formation. Now I do like to make one adjustment. I do want to have a dominant running back or a dominant tight end at the fullback position, and at the halfback position in this particular play, I like to go ahead and have a halfback with speed. So the Steelers, basically, I'm going to go ahead and do a dual halfback position. I'm going to put Bell in the fullback position, and then I'll put Todman on the pitch. So in this particular situation, I'm going to go ahead and do the dual halfback swap. So you see number 26, which is Bell. He'll be the fullback dive, and the pitch will be Todman, number 30. So base play I'm always going to pick is either going to be the fullback dive or the halfback toss. And running against random defenses, basically I'm going to go ahead and just take the ball right up the middle. And you don't have to have a phenomenal offensive line to get a good 7 or 8 yard carry on the dive. So the dive is really going to force your opponent to do whatever he can to go ahead and stop the gaps. He's going to have to be a fairly knowledgeable Madden player to be able to stop that dive. He's going to have to squish his line. He's going to have to take his safety to go ahead and stop that because it's just going to be easy 5 or 6 yards, 4 yards if he doesn't go ahead and try to set up a defense to stop it. So that's what I do like about the dive, is that it just gets easy yards. Now conversely, in this formation, you have the halfback toss, and what's unique about this toss, and why don't you take a look at that icon at the bottom right there. Do you see the wide receivers, how they just run up in yellow routes? They don't block immediately like in the fullback dive. This is unique because if your opponent is using over-the-top coverage or he's not actually going ahead and trying to bring guys down, those wide receivers will take defenders out of the area, giving more of a lane for the toss play. So my preference is to throw, or actually to go ahead and toss the ball to where the wide receivers are at. And what's going to happen is that those wide receivers are either going to get a block or they're going to pull those defenders out of the way. So once again, as you can see right here, got a free lane, able to go ahead and pick up fairly easy yards on the toss. So he's going to have to put more defenders on the outside to go ahead and defend this run, and that's when it starts becoming the chess match. Now, what is the problem with the toss and going towards the wide receivers? Well, the toss comes stock off to the right, so you're actually doing a butt tap, you're flipping the actual run play, so you're actually giving a tell that run will be going off to the right. So now it becomes a chess game with your opponent. If you start stacking the line off to the right, you can go ahead and do a butt tap, or actually go ahead and keep it to the other side if you got less defenders, and try to get the blocking upfield that way on the outside. Also, with the fullback dive, you still want to go ahead and give that butt tap with a particular play. So that's what's great about this running scheme, is that it's just so easy to run, because you've got the outside run, you've got the inside run, and if you got the players and a fairly good guards and maybe a center, you're going to be able to get some fairly easy yards. Now, generally, most of the standard audibles are going to have the double slant, and you can actually throw that into the actual into the scheme. What I like to do in a double slant is I like to go ahead and streak up my tight end and streak up my slot receiver, which is a wide receiver number 1. And really what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look for the slant that's going to be going over the middle, and actually or look at the actual streak route by wide receiver number 1, which is Brown. And if I've got underneath coverage, I can go ahead and hit that slant right there. And you always want to give a butt tap too, once again, to give your opponents the same look. But that slant should get open in coverage, whether it's man or zone coverage, 90% of the time. Now, in the Steelers playbook, not all audibles look like this, but the Steelers playbook, you've got a Steelers sail. And essentially that isn't a straight audible. What I like to do is I like to go ahead and take my tight end and put him on a drag route. And the reason I want to do this is because it gives me a fairly easy read whether I'm on man coverage or zone coverage. So it should be the corner that's defending him. And if he doesn't follow, I know I've got zone, and I can actually go ahead and hit the flat off to the right hand side. Now conversely, I've got the play action Pyro as my other audible in this set, and it's basically going to have a look like this. I don't like the auto motion. I don't like the auto motion with the play action, so I like to go ahead and take my running back and put him on the flat. Now if it's zone, I'm going to go ahead. I've got a makeshift screen going off to the right hand side. I can hit the running back. Really my read is going to be Brown going over the middle. If the defender that's over Brown actually if that defender over there follows Brown across the field, that means it's man coverage, and I can actually hit Bryant on the curl route. But if Brown does not get followed by his defender at zone, I can go ahead and hit the running back underneath, or actually go up to the tight end over here and actually go ahead and see if I can hit him up top. So it is man coverage, and I've got that hook route which can pick up an easy 10 yards, and once again I'm attacking my opponent off to the left. So to kind of give my opponent the same look, once again do a butt tap. This is zone. I've got another defender. I've got another blocker out there in the field for me, but tripped up my running back. But you can see I was actually going to have a nice little seam right there. So this is a very easy scheme that you can run against your opponent. You don't even have to go ahead and take a shot up top. There's one other base play I want to show you that's in a lot of these formations out of this I-form twin set or I-form twin flex. Let me go ahead and show you this play. It's a great play to be able to hit your opponent up top, especially if he starts bringing all his defenders down. And that play is a play action counter waggle. Now what I like about it is I know I've got a man beater with the quick out by the tight end. And also what I can do is I can go ahead and take my wide receiver number 2, Brian, and put him on a slant that actually gives me a high-low read over the middle for a big thing. Now I've got blocking by the running backs off the left-hand side, so I can go ahead and slide right my protection. And this is going to give me 7 people, so I know that I'm going to have enough time for either the play to develop for a shot down the field deep, or actually go ahead against the man read. I'm going to go ahead and take the tight end. So this is a man read, and I've got the quick out. Easy yards to pick up a good 10 yards with that if you just make that read right away. And now in zone, I got an opportunity to go ahead and take a shot up top or through the seam with the wide receiver. So it gives me a high-low concept that I can go ahead and hit. So this is what I do like about this play. I like about this scheme is that I've got a way I can effectively go ahead and attack my opponent up top. They've got to respect the run. They've got to have to essentially go ahead and take away those big play opportunities, and it will give me a shot or an opportunity to get a huge play down the field if I get a good throw. So once again, I really appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys watching my channel. You can see this formation live in action, in real live gameplay as I play real opponents, and you can see how effective it is. So to my subscribers, thanks a lot for the support. Until next time.